In a media landscape saturated with reality television and simulations of everyday life, be it YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, the concept of authenticity becomes increasingly difficult to grasp. Nathan Fielder's 2022 docuseries The Rehearsal initially presents itself as a comedic social experiment, but beneath its intricate structure lies a probing philosophical exploration of identity, control, and the breakdown of what we consider real. Fielder plays a fictionalized version of himself, offering ordinary individuals the chance to rehearse challenging conversations or life events by recreating their circumstances using elaborate sets and professional actors. These rehearsals range from seemingly minor, like confessing a lie about academic credentials, to emotionally and ethically complex life choices. What distinguishes the rehearsal from other reality-based programming is its extreme attention to detail. Fielder doesn't simply stage scenarios, he replicates them, with uncanny precision, commissioning fully furnished sets and scripting branching dialogue trees to cover every conceivable outcome for his clients. His actors are provided with intimate details about the clients and the people in their lives, often gathering information without the client's knowledge to enhance the realism of their portrayals. While some of these moments are played for humor, they also reveal the show's deeper commentary that life, identity, and even sincerity are increasingly mediated through performance and simulation. Beneath the comedic escapades lies a deeply philosophical exploration of identity and reality. Fielder's rehearsals don't just simulate external events, they require participants to perform idealized versions of themselves, rehearsing not just what they will say about, but who they want to be. Through the lens of theorist Frederick Jameson, the performances in the rehearsal reflect a broader, postmodern collapse of stable identity. According to Jameson, individuals in the postmodern era no longer possess a coherent or authentic self. Instead, they exist as fragmented subjects shaped by media, cultural symbols, and endless simulations. In Fielder's series, we see this vividly illustrated through layering of simulations, rehearsing the rehearsal, actors playing actors, and scenarios being rerun with slight variations. These repetitions echo Jameson's notion of pastiche, surface imitations devoid of depth or originality. Participants in the rehearsal find themselves trapped in recursive performances, not just for their others, but for their own sense of identity. The self becomes something rehearsed, commodified, and mediated through artificial structures. The line between performance and authenticity blurs entirely, exposing the destabilizing effect of living in a world dominated by simulation and media influence. This recursive structure comes into sharp focus in episode 2, when Fielder helps Angela, a 44-year-old Christian woman, to rehearse motherhood in a rural Oregon home. To simulate her life, child actors are hired and rotated every day to mimic the process of aging from 0 to 18. Angela, in her first day, briefly dates a man named Robin, who joins the simulation, but after only one night, overwhelmed by the demands of fatherhood, he leaves. In the wake of his departure, Fielder inserts himself into the experiment, offering to co-parent with Angela, burdened by the simulated construct of his own reality. This marks a crucial shift in the show's direction, as the director, the creator and orchestrator, becomes the participant. Fielder simultaneously manages other rehearsals and takes on the role of a father within the simulated household. A visual metaphor for this being the bar set from episode 1 that was too large for its intended space represents the widening gap between Fielder's own ambition and his real-world limitations. Fielder's participation further destabilizes the boundaries between reality and performance. As Angela's engagement with the simulation begins to fade, Fielder takes greater and greater control. What started as an exercise in helping someone else evolves into a personal quest for connection. When Fielder returns from training actors in LA, the child actor playing Adam has aged. Dissatisfied with the authenticity of the boy's reactions, Fielder introduces tension into their dynamic, prompting the actor Joshua to channel experiences of parental absences to evoke emotional realism. This decision escalates the conflict between father and son. Eventually, Fielder replaces Joshua with a younger actor, feeling that he has missed a vital stage in Adam's development. However, this decision underscores the constructed nature of Fielder's emotional journey. He's actively rewriting the past to fit a desired narrative. In doing so, the rehearsal ceases to be a tool for others and becomes a recursive loop of her emotional performance and self-discovery. The ethical stakes heighten when the child actor Remy, playing a young 6-year-old Adam, begins to believe that Nathan is truly his own father. This moment begins to crystallize ideas of Jean Baudrillard, the notion of hyperreality, the point at which simulation becomes more real than reality itself. And for Remy, this is definitely the case, as there is no difference between play and truth. For Remy, Nathan in that moment is his father. Fielder's feelings of discomfort and guilt, halting efforts at honesty, mark a rare collapse of ironic detachment. He is no longer orchestrating a simulation from afar, he is emotionally ensnared in it. The show's goal, to prepare people for real-life scenarios, begins to feel secondary to the emotional realities it inadvertently creates. This reveals the danger of pastiche. When everything is a performance, even genuine emotions can become artificial. Fielder, once the architect of the simulation, becomes lost in its layers as he manipulates scenes and actors to create a sense of truth. The line between performance and lived experience dissolves entirely, as the rehearsal no longer serves a clear purpose. The simulated world becomes a hyperspace, reflecting Jameson's metaphor for the postmodern architecture, a space so intricate and so overwhelming that the self is both magnified and obscured within it. The further Fielder pushes the simulation, the more the agency of others becomes ambiguous. Who is even acting it? Who is real? Who has consented to this emotional entanglement? These questions remain unsolved, exposing the show's ethical gray areas. What began as a tool to help others becomes a mirror, one that reflects Fielder's own fragmented identity and, maybe to an extension, our own. The end of the rehearsal, what started as a method to ease human anxieties, reveals in itself a cautionary tale about anxiety. It demonstrates the existential cost of a culture based and obsessed with performance and replication. Each layer of simulation, each carefully scripted interaction, strips away the possibility of an authentic experience. Fielder, like his participants, becomes a fragmented subject, navigating the ruins of authenticity. In trying to construct perfect rehearsals, he illustrates Jameson's theory of depthlessness and Baudrillard's hyperreality. Ultimately, the rehearsal asks its viewers to consider whether we are ever truly ourselves, or whether we merely act out roles shaped by fear, media, and cultural expectation. In doing so, it becomes one of the most compelling mediations on performance and identity in contemporary television.